Second time around, man.
You feel me? What's good, fellas?
What's going on, bro?
Good, family.
Hey, man. Hey, happy to be here, man. I'm enjoying what you guys are doing, man. I appreciate the opportunity, man. Y'all putting the spotlight on high school sports, man, which is a big thing, man. We got something good in the state of Georgia, man, and I think y'all are doing an excellent job, man. So kudos and salute to y'all for doing what y'all doing for sure.
Appreciate that. Likewise, Coach.
Facts. So, Coach, I'm gonna give you the flow. Put us on some game, man. We know about Columbia. Hey, look, you won back Coach of the Year. We got to give you the kudos. Hold on, Bacon. Let me,
yeah. We got sound effects now,
real
Coach.
quick. Oh yeah, right the back. Coach of the Year, man. You deserve a round of applause, man. Nobody's giving you your flowers, Coach. So on the show, we got to give you your flowers.
Man, I'll say this, man. You know, in this business, man, you got to be selfless, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me, man. It's about those kids and the men that help me, you know what I'm saying, working all towards the common goal. So, like I said, it's definitely a blessing, you know what I'm saying, to get recognized for the hard work that we've been doing, you know what I'm saying, and accomplishments. But, of course, you know, like I say, winning the region is definitely a goal of ours every year. You know, we do realize that playing in a different region this year, that the task and the challenge will be, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more difficult. But we're up to it. We've been building, you know, for quite some time now. You know, I'm definitely confident in our ability and what we've been doing over at Columbia. But, you know, definitely grateful for the opportunities and for the recognition. So thank you, my brothers, for that, giving the flowers. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Anytime, Coach. So who's some players we need to watch out for? Last year, I know you had multiple players, Coach, that you're telling me about. Who this year we need to keep kind of an eye on?
Well, last year, a lot of my guys were young, you know what I mean? So I'll be returning a lot this year. I'll just start with my quarterback, Zard Daniels. You know, he's been working real hard. Last year was his first year with us. You know, got a couple of big games under his belt. You know, he led us, you know, throughout the region. You know what I'm saying? He had a strong finish of the region, winning the Offensive Player of the Year. So Zard Daniels, I'm expecting him to come in and have a more dominant year this year. You know, we are blessed and fortunate to have some weapons, you know, on the outside and the inside. You know what I mean? Besides Silver, you know, who's picking up a lot of steam, man, who's had a great offseason, is doing pretty well on the track right now. King Parham, another guy, you know, who I'm expecting big things from as well. You know, a multi-talented, you know, athlete that plays both sides of the ball, just like Silver. So, like I say, one thing about us at Columbia, man, you know, we try to provide, you know, so these college coaches with just football players. You know, we just don't try to have guys just play one side of the ball. You know what I mean? Even in my backfield, man, I got a super stud freshman, DeQuarian Tremel, man, who I'm extremely excited about for him. You know what I'm saying? You know, he reminds me a lot of Jaden Ball. I mean, I know that's, you know, that's a pretty high name to throw out there, but as a freshman, you know, Jaden was 15 going on 40. He has the same mannerisms, the same humbleness, and the same work ethic. So we're looking for him to, you know, turn a corner and elevate his game, got him on the track. Big Chris Hector, you know, who's you know,
Yes,
a beast up front, man. Big Chris has been picking up steam on both sides of the ball. You know, it's in the O-line, D-line. You know, I got the twins, Jamarian and Demarian Davis. Like, those guys are 2 for 1. Like, I got 2 special players. Like, I'm extremely excited for our guys, man. You know, I got a couple guys who some don't really know about, but they'll find out, you know, rather soon. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you know, we've always kept guys in the stable. You know what I mean? Like, we pride ourselves on developing here at Columbia. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, they go out and do a lot of splash things, which is cool too, you know what I'm saying? But we like to build from within, man, and just kind of put guys on the scene, you know, so that a lot of guys, you know, I'm not real familiar with. They're not household names yet, but they will be soon.
Can you talk about that component of that, Coach? Like you said, you could easily go out and go get, you know, 4-star, 5-star prospects out of state. But like you said, you've always been true to that philosophy of, let me build from within and develop these guys, and they go off and they ball in college.
Yeah, man. You know, like, one thing that I think that we've created a platform where a lot of college coaches, is, you know, they come back to our school because they know we're producing a lot of guys that can play ball. You know what I'm saying? And I'm big on our feeder programs as well. You know, like, I got a pretty good middle school coach. You know what I'm saying? The record really doesn't show, but, you know, it's a lot harder when you're limited with the resources, you know what I'm saying, that we have. So we're making lemonade out of oranges. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's a testament to, not only myself, but my coaching staff, my administration as well. Like, they give us the parameters, what I'm saying, so we can be able to work and get things accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And we got a bunch of kids. We have the community believing in what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So we have established, since I've been, the head coach, this be year 7 already, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, you've been rocking with me since day one, bro. I appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't really want to give us our flowers, or, put us as one of the top, we'll be in 3A this year, but one of the top schools, programs. But, I definitely feel confident in our guys, even from our previous scheduling, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, as we was talking about offline, a lot of people are, they have different philosophies with how they do it with scheduling, but, we believe in iron sharpening iron. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out and trying to find the best games, you know what I'm saying? Because the objective is to be playing in December. You remembered in December. So that's the goal for this year, of course.
Let me ask you this, Coach. I don't want to put you on amp, but I do want to ask. I don't want to be controversial, but when it comes to DeKalb County, sometimes you don't always have the resources you need available, Coach. So I want to ask you today, what is a way that you can have better resources to help you? I don't want to say, because you already developed this program where it is, and it can obviously go further, but and elevate even more than where it is. But how can administration or even some of the board? I don't know if you heard about it, Coach, but they're going to shut down, I think, like 17 schools in DeKalb.
Yeah.
How can they better help you guys in the sports athletic department?
Well, I kind of let the powers that be handle. I can only control what we can control. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, from the athletic, department, it has been a lot of great things they've been trying to do. We definitely have the support. And it starts with putting out a better brand of football. Like, I think we had out of 19 teams, I think 17 made the playoffs last year. And I think 9 made the second round. You know what I'm saying? I think at that point of time, I think it was only us and Fulton that had the most schools, in it at that point in time. So it starts with, getting quality coaches, which I think that the CAB has done a better job of, across the board of getting, coaches in place that want to win and know how to win. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, which overall creates a better opportunity, not an opportunity, but a better display of football. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we can only control what we can control, man. Like I said, I'm big in my community. I think being an alumnus from Columbia has definitely helped me tremendously. Like I say, I actually lean on the basketball team a lot because, the head basketball coach is also a classmate of mine. We graduated in the same year. So we're running in the same circles and getting people within our community excited about what we're doing. So, like I said, the district has been doing what they can. They've been doing a much better job of investing, within the program. So, I'm just grateful that I have an opportunity. A lot of people don't get an opportunity to be a head coach, especially from, at the school that they're at. So, like I said, I know what I signed up for, and we just getting the grind, man. We put our boots on, man. We go to work.
Period. Coach, tell me about that a little bit, about obviously you in the relationship with the obviously basketball coach. I think sometimes we'll see, okay, he the basketball coach, he do his thing. But like I said, y'all are co-joining together in order to build this community and build people believing behind y'all. We know the basketball team is really good.
So
yeah,
yep. The basketball program at Columbia, has been phenomenal. Dr. Phil McQuarrie has done an outstanding job of setting the foundation. Coach Johnson, who has taken over the reins for the boys, and Coach Bell, who's been a pillar with the girls. Like I said, it's all about the camaraderie, man. And we support each other with all of the sports, but those are the main sports within the county. You know what I'm saying? So right now, both our boys and girls are still left in the Elite 8, and I think we're the only school that has both teams that's still in it. You see what I'm saying? So we just try to take advantage of of the fire that's been lit, and we just continue to pass the torch back and forth, you know what I'm saying, and not just make it just a basketball school, but we want to turn our athletic program up completely as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we doing, man, over at Columbia.
1,000%. Coach, I want to ask a little bit about this. Hold on, what's my train of thought? Gosh.
Man, I want to ask you a question, man. I'm looking for. I'm gonna drop the schedule. I want to know where we gonna be in your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know who we're playing or whatnot, but you know we got a pretty decent schedule ahead of us. You know how I normally do it, man. Like I said, we're never running from competition. You know, we're running to it, man. And like I said, I believe in, you know, getting better. You know what I mean? We've done great things in the past. Of course, you know, you can't win this year's game with last year's scores. You know what I'm saying? So we all about, you know, looking forward to those opportunities, man. We got Doug in the spring, Creekside in the fall. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that's going to sharpen us up going into that season opener with Tucker. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to that game. You know what I'm saying? We got Carrollton on the schedule again. You know what I'm saying? Going back down to Carrollton. And also our region is the region, but we got a new region, like I said, Hateville Charter, you know, who just, you know, was in the semifinal with a championship game. And then also Carver Atlanta, who was in the semifinals. So, you know, the challenge will be there, but we're building ourselves right now in the offseason, so we'll be ready.
Let me ask you this, Coach, because I'm not going to put the conversations out, but some give you flack for scheduling them kind of teams, the Creeksides and the Carrolltons. Like, why go play them? You're going to get whooped. I know that's not the case, though, Coach. I know you trying to see where your team stacks up. So when you play those teams, like, what do you tell your team just to not get, you know, down or like, hey, like, okay, we lost, but hey, like, we can learn from this. What do you tell your team?
So first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? I'm just be honest, man. I think a lot of the other programs are just catching up to what we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? See, like the PSR and the rankings was already a part of our, you know what I'm saying, classification. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody else is kind of catching up to it. But also in the past, man, I lean on my experience of going down to Camden County, man. We had 40 players, and they had 120 players. Only 11 can play at one time. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm extremely confident. I sign these games up not to, you know, get beat or to go look for a check, man. We looking to compete and come away with it. You know what I'm saying? And also those games make us better. You know, you playing against quality teams, quality programs that are, you know, nationally known, not just within our state. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I said, iron sharpens iron. I have a lot of guys on my team that are blessed and have scholarship offers. So, you know what I'm saying? We want to play against guys that we know that's going to be playing on Saturday. So we just like, it's a long game. It's a method to the madness. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really understand. You know, I don't believe in fluff. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in fluff. Like, you know, you can get in trouble by having an 8-2 record and really having challenged your team or your coaches, you know what I'm saying, and get bounced in the first round or the second round. A lot of people are happy with being in the first round, second round. That's not something that we pride ourselves. We've been knocking on the door. We've been going second round, third round, man. I'm trying to play in December, man. That's just the bottom line, and this is what it is.
All right, my last one, I'm going to throw it to Bacon. I want to talk about the word impact, Coach. You've been there 7 years. I know Jaden Ball is the big front runner everybody talk about, but I know you've had a bigger impact than that, Coach. Talk about just the lives you impacted in them 7 years at Columbia.
Man, like I said, you know, being an alumnus, man, is always a special time, you know, saying to come back to a place where you once, you know, walked the halls and played, you know what I'm saying? So it's just making it better. Like I say, Jaden Ball is the front runner, but we have a lot of other guys that even came before him that I coached, from Nazir Stackhouse, who's playing with the Green Bay Packers, you know, Edwin Moore, who's a member of Maryland's D-line, you know what I'm saying? So, like, everybody knows Jaden Ball, but, you know, we've been the underdog for so long, man, and we don't look for, you know, the accolades, man. We just believe in doing the hard work, you know what I'm saying? Like Rashad Silver, like, he's one of the best players in the state of Georgia, you know what I'm saying? That also has a 4.1 GPA, you know what I'm saying? Like, so one of my biggest impacts, like you just mentioned, you know, out of the 6 years up until this point, man, I've had 2 valedictorians. You know what I'm saying? Our team GPA is a 3.3. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm most proud of is, you know, Yale came and offered one of my kids a full scholarship. So it's just about, you know, just creating opportunities that the game can provide. You know what I'm saying? And it's bigger than football. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we've been big in the community. You know what I'm saying, giving back, you know what I'm saying, school drives, coat drives, and all of that stuff. So it's been a great time, you know what I'm saying, and I really enjoy what I do, you know, and we're just trying to, you know, keep knocking it, you know, keep taking it a day at a time. Hopefully, instead of knocking on the door, man, we can go ahead and kick it in and go and get on in there, man.
That's it. 10 points on the board for the East Side. I like that.
Hey man, it's nothing bigger than especially the East, man. Come on now, we get left out a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? We get left out a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of quality ball that's going on from Tucker, Lithonia, Southwest DeKalb, MLK, Stevenson. It's a lot of programs that are doing a lot of good things. And like I said, it starts with the coaches, man. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that there are a bunch of good men, who are leading their programs, to whatever they feel like is best for them. But like you said, we just running our own race over at Columbia for sure.
No, definitely. I want to stay on the topic of coaches, man. We talked to Coach Dixon at the 7th this past weekend. He was like, you know what, Coach, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been covering us for a while. We were scheduling the big games, getting our head beats in. We flipped around and turned the page. So I want to ask you, man, just kind of, when you were talking to Coach Dixon, did y'all kind of talk about Creekside going from losing a lot to now being where they're at now?
Man, me and Coach Dixon, I got a great relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that I've watched because he's an alumnus from Creekside as well. So, like I said, we cross paths often. We've tried to put things together in the past, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm just excited about getting the opportunity to play against, one of the better programs. You know what I'm saying? Coach Dixon has done an outstanding job over at Creekside. I think one year, they went 1-9 or 0-10, if I'm not mistaken, man. So, it's just the fact of the matter that if you put your foot down, I mean, if you put your boots on and you keep taking one step at a time, man, and you do things the right way, treat people right, and build your community up, man, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So, for sure.
100%. What do you feel like is a next phase for Columbia football, in your opinion?
Winning the state championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people are starting to, we're starting to garner a lot of attention. A lot of people know that we have talent on our team, but sometimes I don't think we get the respect. You know what I'm saying? That, in order to get respect, you got to knock somebody off. So we just gonna keep grinding and pounding until, we reach that goal. Like I said, we have the recipe. We have the coaches, we have the support within the building as far as with the admin. Now we just got to go out there and do it and put it on the field on Friday nights.
So have you thought about just how the media can play a big part and control your own narrative? Like, kid, go ahead.
Absolutely. Like I said, me and we talk about this all the time. Najeh, is that right?
Najeh.
I always mess up your name, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's been a supporter since day one. You know what I'm saying? And like, he actually gave me the intel of the importance of the media, because in my early careers, I was like, nah, no comment. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, coach, you got a special group of guys, man. I think like it needs to be on the forefront. So, I give kudos to you guys for giving me the platform, you know what I'm saying, to be able to talk about our program and talk about our kids, who's kind of used to being the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, Columbia has always been kind of known for basketball, you know what I'm saying? But we have more than just basketball there. So, like I said, we just kind of running our own race. You know what I mean? It does feel good to get the notoriety and some attention on the guys. You know what I'm saying? But your play got to match. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. Make it all make sense.
It's around that board drill time, man. I'm assuming we had a player from Sandy Creek on talking about it's board drill time coming up. So is it that time for y'all? What does this time of the year do for you?
Man, hey, look, the sun is starting to shine a little bit. It's starting to warm up a little.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whistles will get ready to, start blowing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So right now, we definitely have taken on the seriousness of the off-season program. You got to win in the off-season. You got to definitely have a plan in place. So now it's time to, well, it's overly time. You know what I'm saying, to put it in motion. We got guys running track. I got some guys that's finishing up basketball. You know what I'm saying, and we're definitely in the weight room and like I said, getting on that board and trying to get the philosophy right, man. So, like I said, this is the most important time because this is the foundational stages of your season. You know what I'm saying? So this is when you coming up with the rules and the regulations, because everything changes every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have a new drive and find something that, that drives you to continue to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, the seniors that I've had over the years, you know what I'm saying, that's, they've done a great job of leaving the lineage behind of what it's supposed to look like. And everybody is supportive of one another. Like I said, I really feel like we're close to getting to the game, to the championship game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm very confident in our group. And I'm just looking forward to the season. Definitely an exciting time right now.
I said last two questions with me, now throwing back to Najeh. Coach, I just want you to talk about what is the lifestyle or the to-do list, how rigorous or unrigorous it is, just being a head coach during the offseason.
Man, I need an assistant. You know what I'm saying? I need an assistant, you know what I'm saying, or a secretary, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lot to balance, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, but that's the special part about the job is, you are the guy that everybody looks to, you know what I'm saying? So we like to, our communication is definitely important. You know what I'm saying? I like to communicate with my parents and give them the goals and the tasks, because you only go as far as your parents take you. So like I need them to buy into what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got a good stranglehold on the players as far as, the culture that we have created. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, and then when you have a bunch of great coaches, that make it easier on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of good coaches. Like I said, we're selfless. Our camaraderie is extremely tight. Like me and my coaches, like we are really close. You know, so we spend a lot of time with each other. So we might as well make it worthwhile. Like everybody performs better in a positive environment, even you two. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just all about, not what you say, but how you say it, to get guys to, want to help and get on board. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we've created a good situation, man. So we just trying to keep it rolling, bro.
Well said. Last thing, first year in 3A. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts about that?
Hey man, we ready for whatever, man. It don't matter what classification, double A, single A, 10A. You know what I'm saying? You sign us up, man. If it's some action, man, we run into it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm confident within our group. You know what I mean? We're not running from competition. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's one game at a time. I'm not looking past anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, and we always are respecting our opponents. So, like I said, we're just building ourselves up right now at this point of the season for December, because everything that we're doing is intentional. You know what I'm saying? So it got to make sense. And like I said, just looking forward to, the opportunities to be able to line it up with, whoever it is, and hopefully it swings our way and we can come out on top for sure.
Where do you get that mentality from? Of we don't care who you are, we're gonna schedule top dog at top dog. We're gonna see what they got.
I mean, that just come with just being the man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in the world, like you don't know what, life is gonna life. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to stand tall in the paint, especially when you got kids. I'm a girl dad, you know what I'm saying? I got girls, man. So everybody looks at me in my household to be the one to make it happen. So guess what, man? That mentality, you know what I'm saying, is basically, brought about from a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we're gonna do whatever it takes, however it takes, against whoever. You know what I'm saying? It's just being confident, man. And like I said, we want the respect. Like we want to be, placed in some of those categories as a top program. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it can be a little bulletin board material when they look over you or you on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? Because like winning is hard, but we've been consistently, not only, putting the wins together and, doing what we need to do, but we've been putting guys into schools and then they're going into those schools and they're playing, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's something that I'm proud of as well. You know what I mean? Like we're sending football players, and that right there alone, serves as motivation for my guys when they're looking at the guys that came before them, like that can be me. You know what I'm saying? And it could be, And another thing that I think that works in our favor is like we play them young. You know what I mean? Like if you can play football, man, we're gonna put you in. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what better way to get the experience is versus playing in the game. You know what I'm saying? So like experience is the best teacher. You learn your lessons throughout the games. You know what I'm saying? Practice is just preparation. But like I said, man, we do a good job of scouting opponents, man, and just try to get out there and coach, man. Like a lot of people kind of, think we can't coach or, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So then we try to go out there and and knock one of them big dogs off. And like I said, in having that success in the past, I ain't gonna lie, man, it can be an adrenaline rush. You know what I'm saying? So we like the feeling of being the underdog until they sneak up on you for sure.
Period. All right, Coach. Tell us what you got coming up, man. I know spring. I know you can drop that spring schedule. Last year we seen you at a paddock camp. So what's
Yep, definitely. Yep, we'll be going back to McEachern again to the paddock camp June 18th. This will be our third year going there. There's been some quality work there. I think that pays dividends for us. You know what I'm saying? There's always some good competition there. But definitely spring ball is coming up. Like I said, we've been in the lab getting it together. You know what I'm saying? Getting the philosophy down, trying to figure out which way we're going to attack and which way we're going to be preventive on defense. So, like I said, everything it changes, what I'm saying, every year based upon your personnel. So I do have a good group of kids, what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to, us all being together. Like I said, I got a couple of guys doing different things right now, you know what I'm saying? So once we get everybody up under the same, what I'm saying, umbrella, man, I think it's going to be some magic that's going to be made out of Columbia this year for sure.
For sure. You mentioned a little bit, Coach, about track. What impact has that had on your kids and obviously their talent level and to be able to perform at a high level on the field?
Man, definitely, working on always trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, and explosive. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, track is obviously translated to, what I'm saying, football success. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the game has become so analytical now. You know what I'm saying? It's a numbers game. So, we try to have the numbers match the actual play. So, like I said, when the coaches flip on the film, it won't be nothing that's fluff. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe in being transparent. Like I said, it's a method to the madness. We've had a pretty good track team as well over the last few years. Our track coaches have bought into not only their own philosophy, but what's best for the kids as well. So just, I'm just excited, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a couple of guys just the first year running track. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we just trying to just pull out the different stops of everything or whatever it's gonna take to get over that hump, man. And if you got to be stronger and you got to be faster. So those are two of the key components that you need.
Period. All right, Coach. We get a little personal with you, man. That's personal stuff. Who coaches the black man? Who's been your biggest mentor in your process of where you are? We don't usually have that, Coach, so I gotta ask you because it's tough for us even like to find mentors. I know Bacon recently kind of found one, but I haven't found one yet.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I got a couple different guys that I can call on, man, and that's the blessing because in this industry that we're in, man, real gonna always recognize real. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to be true to yourself and be transparent because it's a lot of flaw that goes in within this business. So, Dr. Brian Montgomery has been somebody, I coached with him and he's, one of the coordinators down at the for the districts, you know what I'm saying? So he's somebody, Dr. Phil McCreary, our basketball coach, you know what I'm saying? I call on him for a lot of things. And believe it or not, man, you probably won't believe this, man. But man, Pluto, man, Future himself, you know what I'm saying? Like he's somebody that I can, lean on, send a message to, he'll shoot me a message back just to kind of keep me motivated. And I look at somebody who's on a legendary run, you know what I'm saying? If he can be humble and take advice and, do certain things and keeping his family first, man. So I kind of admire that about him. So I think if he can do it on that level, I can do it on this level too.
Period. So, Coach, kind of fun question. when you're not obviously with your daughters, when you're not obviously going through plays and coaching, Coach, what do you like to do to just keep that kind of reset a little bit?
I like to spend time at the house, man. Like I said, man, I like to travel too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And my wife been with me since day one. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to, make time to appreciate her. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a grueling time. Like I said, we spend a lot of time away from my family. So anytime, like we have the dead weeks, or if I have a quick practice or something, like I just enjoy the family life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm easy to please, bro. You know what I'm saying? Give me a steak. You know what I'm saying? Turn the TV on, man, and we can talk all night. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's the small things, bro. Like I said, in this business, man, the great coaches are selfless. You know what I'm saying? They don't make it about them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just make sure you treat everybody right, especially your loved ones, man, and give them that time, man, and they'll be able to let me work and the results to speak for themselves.
Period. All right, Coach. Give us the best food spots on the east side.
Hey man, it depends on what type of taste you got. What I'm saying, I keep it clean. I just say this. I know the Hawks got the Magic City, what I'm saying, night coming. So the lemon pepper wings are also good. Fletcher's, man, that's a neighborhood spot, man, that I like to go to. What I'm saying, it's in the cab. He's been open for years, man. I like to go in there and take my coaches and just kind of unwind a little bit. Louisiana Seafood, which is right up the street from the school, like they have kind of adopted the Columbia wave, man. They got all the kind of t-shirts and stuff in there. I'm not gonna say another neighboring school that's close by, but they try to put a shirt or two in there. But this is the Columbia wave, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, it's all good, man. But it's several spots to go to, man. But Fletcher's and Hungry AF, you know what I'm saying? They do a lot of sponsoring for me. I got to shout them out, you know what I'm saying? They do a lot for my team, you know what I'm saying? The one on Keller, you know what I'm saying? So I spend a lot of time in there too, you know what I'm saying? Going in there and getting a pregame meal for the squad. So they do a good job for me too, for sure.
All right, Coach, you gave us some good spots. Now you didn't mention Pluto.
For sure.
Who the best artists, Coach? Who your favorite artist?
Man, I'm a little old school. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's forever changing. Like, there's a couple of new cats that I like. I don't be knowing their name as well, but they got the bops going in the weight room like the boys. You know what I'm saying? But Pluto, of course. I'm an Outkast guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? UGK.
Stacks.
Ghetto Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? I like Lil Baby. You know what I mean? Like it's a couple of cats that I like. I don't want to mess nobody's name up. If you mumble the song, I can be like, oh yeah, I know that one. You know what I'm saying? But I stick with what I know. You know what I'm saying? I stick with what I know.
Okay.
Y'all funny, man. Go ahead, these artists out here tripping on me, man. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta bring a little laugh to the show.
Yeah. Hey, look. So look, we trying to go to the J. Cole concert when he comes in July. Like that album just dropped.
J. Cole is another one who's cold. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be honest. So look, like J. Cole is kind of similar to Columbia. You know what I'm saying? He's a well-known unknown. You know what I'm saying? He's a well-known unknown that's an underdog. But if you put that mic in front of him or whoever, he's gonna assassinate whoever, like that boy Cole. So I can see a correlation between J. Cole and Columbia High School. I rock with that.
Put on a t-shirt, man.
I rock with that. I like that. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Even though Pluto is nothing bigger than the bird, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The grain.
I don't want to mess nothing, but he did feature the album, but I wear large.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna have to get y'all guys to come do a live in person, at a practice or something. That might be something dope. And then that way I'll make sure I have some gift for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
That would be an honor. Yes, sir.
Sorry, man. That would be an honor. Go ahead, Bacon. I was like, you want to ask Coach some questions?
Oh yeah, man. Let me acknowledge Coach first. You know what I mean? Coach Syrup, Coach Carmichael of Jonesboro was in the chat on IG.
Oh, that's my guy.
I said, yes, sir. He said, my boy, Coach Gray. I had, had to throw Coach in there.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you, man, sir, man, that dude there, man, he's an awesome guy. Like I said, I had an opportunity. He actually worked at Columbia. You know what I'm saying? So the head coach at Jonesboro, you got a real one because I tried to steal him every year he was there. You know what I'm saying? And he's extremely loyal to his program, what he's been doing. And like I said, Jonesboro has been putting kids out day in and day out. And he's another coach that I communicate with, in regards to, recruiting, you know what I'm saying? And, he does a good job of, I see he's even, doing things on his personal page to try to just give the game of how to get recruited, man. Like a lot of people, they gatekeep, man. They don't like to share information and things of that nature. Like to me, like those are the coaches that, are I'm not gonna say they're successful or not, but my philosophy is not that. You know what I'm saying? I believe in working together. Like I said, you got to be selfless and not selfish in this industry, especially if you're about the kids, because that's who we're serving at the end of the day.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna try to drop a jewel on you, Coach, and we're gonna let you say anything. I was telling this to Coach Dixon, I think it's time for schools to kind of start their own YouTube page, right? You know what I mean?
Man, man, you know,
Classroom.
I like to use social media as a tool, you know what I'm saying, because that's what it is, you know what I'm saying. But you know, as a coach, man, you know, we gotta tread light and kind of watch what we say because it's so much politics in it, you know what I'm saying, and what we say carries a lot of weight. So, you know, I think it's a good thing, you know what I'm saying, if it's, you know, out of respect and it's clean, you know what I'm saying. I think that, you know, coaches can interview other coaches, you know what I'm saying, and really kind of talk about the real, because like if you really want to know, man, there's a lot of coaches that be running, man. You like
Yeah.
they don't be really want to compete, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I guess I won't speak on that. That goes back to what you just said. Like it's a lot of real information that is withheld from the fans because, you know, of our positions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, even if it's more kids in it, like how, you know, I mean, you gotta get creative, right? Because, you know, people, you got content creators coming out doing the highlights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how I kind of separated myself, I'm giving behind, I'm finding my way in the locker room, getting the pregame speech. Like, I'm gonna tap in the bacon. So if you can figure out a way to differentiate yourself, like, why are we coming to watch Columbia high school football YouTube? And if you figure that out, you know what I mean, monetize your YouTube, that's an extra 200. You look at it, that'll be an extra 800. This off you just putting out content on the kids or whatever. You know what I
Man,
mean?
I say this, man, and I'm gonna give him some props, man. The head coach of Freedom Middle School, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but he's got a couple of blogs and a couple of, it's like a docu-series that he's been doing. I thought that was super cool, you know, because I've never really seen it before. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's actually, and I'm just kind of watching from afar and just kind of seeing, you know what I'm saying, the legs that it's going to grow, because I think it's a good thing, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of people really want to be behind the scenes and see, like, okay, why did, like you just said, why do I want to cover Columbia football? Why do I want to play for that coach? You know what I'm saying? But if they have that access to kind of see you behind the scenes, you know, how you do with your day-to-day operations, you know what I'm saying, I think that'll do nothing but help, you know what I'm saying, enhance the program. So I think that's a great idea. But we just got to tread lightly with some of the topics that we talk about, and you know, because everything is so sensitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's really not a safe space to really say what you really want to say for real. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I just want to saying, got to go, man. I hope you know what I mean. I get your point though, coach.
I like that though. I like that way. Anytime, just, you know, hit me up. So we can rap. You know what I'm saying? Should I appreciate it?
Absolutely. We definitely want to do that. You know what I mean? As we come to a close, coach, the floor is yours, man. They have anything to say, anybody to shout out? You know what I mean?
Man, definitely want to shout out my coaches, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to shout out everybody at Columbia High School, 2106. We in here, man. Nothing is bigger than the birds. Y'all know that. Want to, you know, salute, you know, wish luck to both the girls and the boys in the Elite Eight. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the only two programs in the cab that have both teams still available, you know, but still that's active in the playoffs. Looking forward to what we're doing in the spring and for the season, man. And it's a better time to be an Eagle, man, if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Every time, man. That's the gentleman. This is Coach
I
Greg.
appreciate y'all too for the opportunity, man, for sure, man. Like I said, always grateful for the opportunity to get on here and, you know, just kind of chop it up and talk a little bit about, you know what I'm saying, my program and what we've been doing over here, man. So thank y'all, gentlemen, too. And salute to y'all in the program. And as soon as I drop my my graphic, man, hey, I want to know. Hey, look, just because we tight, man, tell me the truth, man. I got thick skin, bro. I can handle it. Tell me the truth. If you think we're gonna go 10-0, you know what I'm saying? You know, 8-8 and whatever. I want to see it. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you're thinking.
All right, coach. Hey, look. Before I call, let us close. I got you. I'm gonna keep it real. Don't be mad at me now.
No, man. Listen, never that, bro. Listen, man. Like I said, you was one of the first ones to give me an opportunity to get on the media platform and say about my program. So, like, anytime it's talking about Columbia, good or bad, man, we're gonna take it with a grain of salt. We're gonna keep pushing, bro.
Facts. Well, coach, you are considered family now, man. So, look, whenever you want to speak your piece on the show, keep it real. You know where to come, coach.
I appreciate that, gentlemen, for sure, man. Thank y'all again for having me on, man. And like I said, anything I can do for y'all, man, y'all just holler at me too.
We got you, coach. Exactly. See you soon.
All right, y'all have a good one, man.
You too, coach.
Coach Barnett, man, appreciate him coming on the show, man. Esteemed guest, like I said, man. He family now.
Welcome.